People are very judgmental towards other people's way of living and what they participated in terms of spirituality. You have to come into the understanding that everybody's way is not your way. Your path that you're on is your path that you're on based on what you have to come into reminding of, what you have to know for yourself, for you to get into your true self. What I have to know for myself for me to get into my true self may be different from what you have to get to know. We may have crossed lines, based on knowledge that we were both sharing at that particular time, but that does not mean that we're gonna follow on the same path. But at the same time, what people need to realize is that technology, science, religion, spirituality, all of it leads to one ocean. You're literally seeking the same thing, and it will all lead to that one big ocean because nothing exists outside of it. Everything, in terms of the things that I just mentioned, are just different veins leading into one source. You get there regardless of which way you choose. You can friggin' go worship a rock. In the end, you still find your way back because you've never left. It's always been you. So, like, I don't know, but if you're on any kind of spiritual path and you're judging someone else's spiritual path or way of coming into their knowing, you're probably not doing it right. Okay? Because if you're on the spiritual path, you should understand the law of one. That is like the immutable, unbreakable, fundamental law. That's the law of one. If you understand the law of one, then you just learn to leave people alone and allow them to flow in the way that they're meant to flow. Like, how do you even know that our clocking system of 12-hour day, 12-hour night is actually just day and night? How do you know that the second that we go by is actually a second and not 3,000 years? How do you know? Because you came into a program that said this is 1 second and it's insignificant until it adds to 1 minute and it's insignificant until the minutes add to an hour. How do you know that each second is not 10,000 years? You're under a program that says each second is a second. How do you know that each second, 1 second, is not 10,000? You don't know that because you're under a program. Okay? Now let's get out of the external clocking, that the program that everybody is participating. Let's go into your internal clocking system. Your internals, yourself, your body has a clocking system too that it operates on. Do you know it? Right? How do you know that when it's your birthday, it's not just, one solar return, but is a billion? How do you know the level of immortality that you are at? How do you know? How do you know that when you go to sleep and you wake up in the next traction, you didn't sleep and time literally went like 60,000 years? How do you know that when you woke up you're not 60,000 years ahead in tractions? How do you know? Because you woke up when the clock still said 6:30 a.m.? You don't know these things until you truly, truly know yourself. And everything is technical, everything is calculated, but we're living it so freely, we're not conscious of it. And so it's easy for those that are conscious of these to put programs in place that everybody abide by. Like I always say in all my videos, true ascension is the coming and the reminding of who you truly are in all your settings. You exist across all timelines and all universes, all space. That only makes sense because of the law of one. You know what I mean? But true ascension is really coming into the power that you are. It's not a matter of following someone or trying to please someone. It's not a matter of waiting for someone to save you. If you understand the law of one, that you're from that infinite one power and you are that infinite goblets of that one power, then who you waiting to save you? Ain't nobody gonna take you to heaven. You live in heaven. Ain't nobody gonna take you to hell. You live in hell when you're under other people's program and not your own program. That's hell. When you're following everybody else's program, everybody else's religion, everybody else's teaching, and you're not tapping into yourself and asking yourself, who am I? What am I? How did I get here? That's hell. That's hell. What could be more misdirecting than that? What could be more misleading than that? When all the power and all the knowledge that you need to know is within you, and you have all yourselves and cells and selves in higher settings and horizontal settings to let you know who you are. You have to get out of the false memories that we're all under. That includes this timing. The solar system is within you. All the planets are within you. Everything is within you. How it projects outside of you is the level of knowing that you know it to be. So when Jupiter and Mars are so-called far from you, and they tell you that your sun is how many trillion, gazillion light years away, floated in space and orbiting, that is a level of programming that they have you in to keep everything far from you, to keep you stretched out, to keep you isolated from all your different levels of yourself when everything is within you. If you understand that all your planets, all your solar system, all your moons, everything, or your waters, everything is within you. That's the law of one. Okay? Then nothing is far from you. Then your sun is not somewhere far from you. Even in recent settings, people came in to know that, oh, the sun is just in our atmosphere right here. It's just in the clouds. See? Now your solar system is coming closer to you. Very soon you get to know that it's right here. And the reason why you think it's out there is because of a program that is not you. See, you're not learning anything new. You're coming out of programs that have taken you out of what you already know. So it is called reminding. It's not learning, it's reminding. To learn is to say that, you didn't know it and now you're coming into it. No, you've always known it, because the infinite power that exists in everything and is all of us cannot not know something. However, now we're coming into remind of the powers that we are. Then you have to get to know your system. You have to get to know this whole thing. You have to get to know who and what is operating this whole thing. You have to get to know yourself in relation to space-time. You have to get to know how you've been navigating this, because you're literally immortal. You don't die. So all this while, what have you been doing? You know yourself. You're just under false memory that has caused you to temporarily forget yourself. Now you have to come into remind of yourself. But don't judge other people. Don't judge other people in their path of travels to come into their remind. I know the power that I am. I'm coming to remind. I don't need anybody else to save me. I know that I don't need saving. From what and from where? I'm from where? You know what I mean? But yeah, don't judge. If you're in the spiritual awakening path and you're judging what other people are doing to get into their own self, you're not in the spiritual path. Just allow people to flow. Just allow. Focus on yourself. What matters is you focusing on you. Okay?